welcome to Living in Grand Rapids, the podcast. I am Josh May.
I am Katie Arnold.
I'm Ross Bacon.
And we are three of the May Group Realtors with Remax of Grand Rapids coming in hot on May 4th today, the day before Cinco de Mayo. And what does that mean to you guys?
Margaritas.
It is probably the single most important day for this team of the year.
I think that's May 1st.
Well, we just passed May 1st. We're coming up on Cinco de Mayo, and we want to talk Margarita Day.
It is Margarita Day. Yeah.
This
is really, let's get real. This is really a combination of May Day and Cinco de Mayo. I'm combining it in one for us to have a Margarita party.
From the 1st to the 6th.
Yes.
It's one big celebration.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we do believe that there is a large group of people in this community that want to know where the best margaritas are in town, right? I mean,
100%.
I think people search for the perfect margaritas. So that is why we are here today to talk about 3 places that you can enjoy a margarita tomorrow on May 5th or any time of year.
Yeah.
Let's give them the perfect Margarita roadmap.
Okay. Well, who's kicking us off?
I'm going to kick it off. I'm going to kick it off with one that probably won't surprise people. We've talked about them before. This is my go-to. It's Donkey. Not only does Donkey have delicious foods, like shout out to the Brussels sprouts taco, but like just a classic margarita. I love the flavors, but like, I will be honest, my go-to is always a classic margarita on the rocks. It's so good.
Yeah,
they are. I gotta say that's my number one so far. I've yet to find one in the Grand Rapids that I like more than Donkeys. You gotta be careful with them. They're sleepers. I call them sleepers.
They'll sneak up on you a little bit.
They will just reach up and bite you.
Well, and that includes if you've ever gotten them to go and they come in the can, I think they're a little stronger than when you get them in the restaurant.
They have time to sit there and just.
You have to
delicious tasting
yourself.
Margaritas.
Yeah, but they're worth it. Oh man, they're worth
100%
it.
100% worth it. Nothing better than sitting down at Donkey, getting some of their chips and maybe some guacamole. Pair that
great
with
outdoor patio. Don't forget about the outdoor patio.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to take us a little bit closer to downtown to one of our friends of the May Group, Oscar Moreno's place, Mexo, which is right down on Fulton Street. Mexo really just kind of opened their doors right before the pandemic and has some amazing, authentic food, obviously, but the selection of margaritas there is incredible and tastes amazing. You can get so many different options, so many different flavors, so many different types of tequila, and it's a great scene. It's a great place to be on May 5th. And we also love to support one of the champions of Chopped, GR, Oscar Moreno, and his place down at Mexo. So,
well, we had Oscar on the podcast shortly after we started the podcast to talk about Chopped because he was coming back as the reigning champion. And I don't know if you guys know this because you don't see the stats behind the scenes, but that episode with Oscar is actually one of our most listened to, if not the most listened to podcast. So people seem to really enjoy that conversation with him. So
they like Oscar.
They should go check out what Oscar had to say. They were doing some great things during the pandemic. So big shout outs to them.
One thing I like about Mexo is when you're walking by, they have that skylight window and you look down in the skylight window and you see all the fresh herbs, plants, you know, everything's growing. They grow it so he can go down. Oscar can go down there and freshly pick, you know, ingredients for their cooking. And it's just kind of cool to see that.
I love that. I didn't know
Josh is looking at me. He's like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. No, I did not know that. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So go check it out. Get a margarita.
Well, hey, let's keep it downtown because one of my favorite, second favorite, I'll say, is Cinco de Mayo on Monroe Center in the heart of downtown Grand Rapids. You know, I think it's a little underrated. That, you know, not many people talk about it, but they, you know, that's the place you want to go. You get that real authentic feeling when you walk in the door. The atmosphere feels like you're like hanging out in a cantina in Mexico. But the margaritas, that's where you go, and you can get like the gigantic, obnoxiously big fishbowl margaritas where it takes two hands to lift up the glass. And you just get in that spirit of, Cinco de Mayo. It's a great way to, I recommend every Cinco de Mayo. You should at least make a stop into Cinco de Mayo.
I haven't been.
I love it. I probably have been there 15 to 20 times. And Katie, you should check it out. You got to get there.
I got to go.
It's amazing. And again, what Ross said is the authentic feel and the food paired with the margarita, and especially on a nice, beautiful spring day, you can sit outside and do some people watching while you're drinking your margaritas. And, depending on the amount of margaritas you have is directly related to how much fun the people watching is going to get. Right.
Yeah, that's true. Scientifically proven.
So let's just go support Cinco de Mayo.
I think that's a good start. We don't want to give our listeners too many options. And then, they might not be able to go home for a little while.
We've got some amazing options for you here. This was a fun episode for us to talk to you guys about some local places to grab a margarita for Cinco de Mayo. So after tacos and tortilla chips. After you've had a couple margaritas or just one or half of one, we'll let you guys get back to living in Grand Rapids. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening to Living in Grand Rapids, the podcast. Please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast and share with your friends. You can find us on Instagram at MayGroupGR or online at marketgrandrapids.com. Thanks for listening to Living in Grand Rapids, the podcast. Please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast and share with your friends. You can find us on Instagram at MayGroupGR or online at marketgrandrapids.com.